to another episode of 30 Minutes with DailyStraits.com. This is your host, June Rumley. Our guest today is Auckland-based entrepreneur Jessica Agoston, who started Artfull along with her business partner, John Barnett. Artfull is a New Zealand marketplace that was created to connect Kiwi artists and galleries with buyers in an online space in Aotearoa and around the world. Its innovative digital technology even enables collectors to see a visual representation of artworks for sale in their own homes before they buy. Our chat with Jessica today would revolve around the art space scene in New Zealand and much more. Awesome, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm well. I'm not well, it's cold and miserable and revolting winter weather over here. I think earlier this morning we had the most rainfall that Auckland has had like ever. So it's grey and miserable, but I'm inside and warm and well. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's so nice to speak to you. So let's dive right into the question. So we spoke about yourself a bit. You said you were from the advertising scene.
Mhm.
So what got you interested to start a business in the art space? Like, why did you start Artful?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think the best way to sum it up is that Artful is kind of, for me, kind of coming full circle. So I'd been in advertising, working in account management as an account director for various agencies in New Zealand, like on big clients like Nivea and Coca-Cola and Fonterra for 10 plus years. And shortly, it was actually really good timing. So it was just before the pandemic started in mid 2019. I thought I've become very disillusioned with the advertising world and wanted to go back to my roots. So I went and I did my postgrad in art history. So I did my undergrad in art history. So it's all been a very much full circle. And during my time in advertising, I worked with various clients on new product development and business development and website development. So the Artful opportunity, when that came about, I was like, my goodness, this is perfect. It brings together all of the things that I've done in the past with everything that I'm passionate and interested in, like have always been, but even more so now, having just been back at uni doing art history and engaging with public art and artists and sort of seeing with some of the challenges for a relatively small art world and art scene in New Zealand, and I thought there's got to be a better way that we can sort of help support artists and grow the art scene in New Zealand and sort of get a little bit innovative with it. So yeah, that's kind of how I became involved in Artful. So you mentioned my business partner, John Barnett.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so John has a really deep history in the media and entertainment sector and the creative arts in New Zealand. He's a founder or business owner of South Pacific Pictures, which produced like Shortland Street and some of our greatest TV shows and movies as well. And he's also been involved with music, and he's a big art collector. And John and I met last year when he was a client of mine at Ivan Anthony Gallery, which is like one of the leading dealer galleries here in New Zealand. So I was managing Ivan Anthony. It was a maternity cover role. And John sort of came and said, it was during the pandemic, and he said, and sent an email, and he said, how can I discover what is going on in the art scene? Like, I'm stuck at home, we're all trapped at home. How can I see what artists are up to, what all the galleries are up to? Why is there not one place to discover all of this amazing stuff that I know is out there? And I was like, yeah, no, that's a really good point. I've been thinking about that myself, and maybe we can do something about it. And that's how Artful was born.
So it's like what, less than a year?
Yeah, we started working on it, like officially working on it probably in November or December last year, and we launched 6 weeks ago.
Wow. So it's a really good site, and you've got you've managed to convince quite a number of artists. I see there's quite a number of people there trading with you. So what's the backstory on that? Are they all your friends, or did it take a lot of hard work for you to get them to come in, and put their stuff on your marketplace?
Yeah, that's another very good question. So some of them I know and have become to know over the past few years from my back, from when I was working advertising, I met them. Even just on a personal level, I've got to know them. But a lot of those artists have come to us, or artists who were already on board at the beginning, like pre-launch, have said, hey, have you seen so-and-so? Have you heard of this artist? Like, this person would be amazing. And it's been really humbling, the response that we've had from artists. Like, everyone is just so, I guess, appreciative of what we're doing and the way that we've approached Artfull. Like, it's very much a platform that we've built with artists and collectors in mind, so we've really wanted to have the artist and the artwork speak for itself. And that's something that when we were designing the website and the look and feel and the functionality, that we really kept top of mind. We didn't want any of our branding or anything like that to overshadow the artist or their work. And I think that's partly why that's been so well received by everybody so far.
So how many artists do you have?
Oh my gosh, I've lost count. I think there was about 28 or 29, but I was just sending an email to my colleague. So we've got one, so it's myself and another amazing young woman, Alana O'Reilly, who run Artfull sort of behind the scenes. And I was just sending an email to her saying, oh, can we add, 5 more artists that we have just sort of selected and reviewed their work and decided that they are a good fit for us.
Awesome. So you've got like it's a business site, it's a marketplace. So let's talk about the commission. So how do you make money basically from it? So when you decide to partner with the artist, do you take the artwork, do you keep it on your site, or do they keep it?
Yeah, so that it stays with them.
Okay.
And that's, I think, the unique thing about what we do is that, unlike a traditional gallery that might have a stockroom where they've got all of the artwork, like in the stockroom, the artwork stays with the artist. So when a piece sells, it's coming directly to the new collector or the new owner of that work from the artist. And it's really beautiful because it gives the artist an opportunity to, write a note or even reach out to that collector on a personal level, which is really quite cool. So yeah, we don't hold any stock. It stays with the artist and it's theirs. And as you say, we work on a commission model. So it's similar to a traditional gallery in that sense.
Awesome. Okay. So this is a question that I wanted to ask you. You mentioned yesterday, just now you mentioned that if they're a good fit, you pick them. You feature them on your site. So tell me, who is a good fit for you?
We have a series of questions that we ask ourselves because we've been inundated with people wanting, or artists wanting to be on Artfull. And we can't have everyone. And the reason we can't have everyone is because it's really important that there's, I guess, a strong curatorial mandate. So the questions we ask ourselves about each artist are, are they dedicated to their practice? And by that, it's sort of like, are they a professional artist? Are they someone who's interrogating their work or thinking about ideas more deeply than just painting a really beautiful picture of a sunset? And I guess another question we ask is, could we write an essay about this artist and their work? Like, are they trying to say something more and communicate something, I guess, more about the human experience, or something interesting, or an interesting take on the world?
Okay, so are they all Kiwi-based artists, or do you take Australians as well?
Yeah, at the moment we're focusing primarily on New Zealand artists, and that is, again, a deliberate thing for Artfull, in that it's an opportunity to, I guess, bring New Zealand artists together and show the rest of the world the amazing talent that we have in New Zealand. Having said that, we've actually sold a number of pieces to Australian collectors, so who knows where the future will go on that one.
So 6 weeks, right? It's pretty new. So you want to tell us a bit about the sales, how's it been, the response?
It's been really, really good. As I said, we've already sold a couple of pieces into Australia without even trying. I don't even know how that's happened, to be honest, which is amazing. It just proves that people are really excited about what's going on here in New Zealand. And they're really, I guess, engaging with the way that Artfull's presenting the artist and their work. I think we've been selling an artwork every second day so far, which is pretty good.
Very
for a new business. Yeah.
Yes, very good. So tell me about your marketing strategy. What are you using? Google Ads?
Mhm.
What are you doing? Newspaper ads?
We've worked really closely with the agency who designed our brand. So Studio South here in Auckland, they're an amazing, amazing team. They're a small agency, but they do incredible work. So they worked with us really closely to develop the Artfull brand. They built our website. And they also have, as part of Studio South, a marketing and digital marketing arm. So we've worked again really closely. It's become a really collaborative relationship, which I think is a testament to not only the quality of their work, but the approach that we have about being really collective and, I guess, taking the best of what people can offer us. And so, yeah, from a marketing strategy perspective, it's been social media marketing, and email marketing and PR as well. We've got a great PR agency, and the focus with the PR is not so much to tell, John and my story, but to tell the story of the artists and what's going on in the art scene in New Zealand. So we've got a very outward and holistic approach to the whole thing.
Awesome. So have you ever rejected anyone from showcasing their artwork on your website?
Oh, I have, and it's something that I don't enjoy doing. Obviously, I don't like saying to people, who likes saying I'm sorry, but no. But and again, we do assess absolutely every artist who submits work to us with the criteria that we have. And if they're not quite there yet, we offer guidance and suggestions about, where they could take their practice, some tips that, keep pushing in this direction, or yeah, I mean, we're not harsh or cruel, we let people down gently. But yeah, we have, and it's again a testament to the amount of talent that we have in this country.
Okay. Awesome. So I was wondering if Artful has any competitors in New Zealand, or it seems from my chat with you, it looks like it's just one in a million, like one a quite a unique business there. Am I right?
Yeah, in New Zealand, absolutely. There are competitors or similar sort of models internationally. I think when we were doing our market research and our analysis of the marketplace internationally, as well as locally, we looked at competitors such as Artsy over in America, Saatchi Art, which I think is based out of Europe or the UK, and there are a couple of other Australian platforms as well. And we sort of and analyzed those and looked at the way that they work and what they do and how they work for artists, and picked the best elements and then put our own spin on it as well. So in contrast to those existing platforms, what we do is really focus on telling the story of the artist and giving them the opportunity to speak about their work themselves. And we also have our journal section, and that's where we're sort of writing essays or doing interviews with artists or with aligned sort of designers or art collectors to really, I guess, unpack and demystify art for the person at home. So yeah, we're a sales platform, but we're also a place where you can discover and, I guess, extend your knowledge or dive into an artwork, even if you're not interested in buying. So there's kind of something for everyone.
Yeah, it's nice. So finally, Jessica, what is so special about New Zealand art? Why should anyone buy it?
I think what's so special and unique about New Zealand art is that we're a very multicultural society, and all of those different cultures feed into the artwork that gets produced here. And because of that, and because we're such a small nation, relatively isolated from the rest of the world, we have a really unique view on what's going on internationally, and a really sort of a different lens on an interpretation of what's going on internationally. So our artists, I think, I mean, obviously I'm biased, I think they're all amazing, but they pick up on things that, you might not get in a bigger country. And from a skill perspective as well, because we're not a culture that is used to going to, the art gallery. Like, we don't have the Tate or the MoMA, or even Gallery New South Wales, for instance, in Australia, or Tasmania with all of its amazing art facilities. We don't have that here. So we spend a lot of time, I think, looking out as artists. So there's a lot of inspiration that gets pulled from outside. and then filtered through a really unique New Zealand lens and sort of distilled, and then we end up with this really kind of weird, wonderful take on the world from a creative perspective.
Awesome. So what is the most expensive piece on the site at the moment?
That's a really good question. I mean, we've got range, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but we do cater to, from $500 print type thing, from a photographic print, an emerging artist, all the way through to really well-established artists like Paul Hardigan, for instance, who is, I guess, a pioneer in neon and light artwork in New Zealand. Like, he's one of the most well-respected public artists, and he's had such a long career, and he's worked with some amazing internationals as well. He's even had, he's had international shows. I think some of his pieces are up around the 30,000 plus mark. So we definitely have something for everybody, which is another thing we've been really conscious of, that it's, we're wanting to make art accessible and demystify it. And so you'll also see that all of our pricing is visible on Artfull, which is another unique proposition in the market, which is
it's great. So you were transparent, and I kind of like the art. The artwork is very funky and contemporary. So do you have a favorite, if you want to say?
It depends on the, whether the sun's shining or what mood I'm in or what books I've been reading or watching on TV, like all of us. I think there's different art for different moods and different feelings. So I couldn't possibly pick a favorite. But I have a few that I think are, from an emerging artist point of view, definitely a few that are really ones to watch, like Logan Moffat and Natalie Tozer, Chloe Summerhays and Sam Walker. They are some incredible young talent that's coming out of the country.
Awesome. All right, that is all the time that we have for today. We have just been speaking to Jessica Agoston, the founder of Artfull. Thank you, Jessica, for joining us today.
No, thank you for having me. It's been great to chat.
Awesome. And the pleasure is all ours. Be sure to join us the next time as we aim to interview another awesome entrepreneur from across the Tasman. Thank you.
Thank you.